sometimes those outer hips give us a little bit of trouble. Maybe we've been sitting too long, driving too long, or just haven't been giving them the love that they need. This flow is perfect for them. Hopefully, it is gentle enough to ease them into getting juiced up and ready to be agile and healthy. Maybe grab a block to have handy as you're making your way to that mat. Coming to those four corners of your mat as you ground down, root down through those sit bones, lift up through the crown of the head. And on that next exhale, let's just drop the shoulders. Let them fall down the back. Blink the eyes closed. And let's turn that focus to the breath. Start to notice that inhale as you breathe deeply in through the nose. Follow that exhale as it comes back up and out. Maybe you notice the body softening, the mind clearing out just a little bit with each and every breath, coming more and more to our practice and away from the world. We'll take some circles first, starting real small with our circles one way, gradually and slowly widening that circle, making it a little bit bigger and a little bit bigger. And then we're going to pause back at neutral, starting with the circles the other way, nice and small here first, and then gradually widening that circle. Last one, coming back to neutral, that tall spine. On our inhale, we're going to reach up tall toward the sky. On that exhale, we'll twist to the right, right hand behind us, left hand toward that right knee. Really think about growing tall on the inhale, exhaling to twist. Inhale, we'll reach up tall through center, and we'll exhale, twist to the left. Inhale, reaching tall. Exhale, release. Bring those hands all the way down, and let's come to our tabletop. Hands and knees. Let's circle things out here in the hips. And switching direction. And we'll cat and cow, inhaling for our cow, lifting the gaze, dropping the belly button, exhaling to find our cat, rounding the spine, tucking the chin, and then just flowing at a pace that feels good for us. Inhaling cow, exhaling cat. One more breath. Finding neutral. We're going to keep our hips high, walk those hands away, and we're going to melt the heart down toward the mat. puppy pose. And as we walk the hands up, we're going to take our knees nice and wide, and we're going to take a child's pose, touch the toes, begin to sink the hips back toward the heels, checking in. If you need to stay more on the forearms so that you can hang the head and breathe here, take your child's pose, check in with those hips. And we're going to take some real subtle body circles here. So you're going to maybe start lifting in that right shoulder blade, and then the left, then sink the right, sink the left, circling around. And then we're going to switch directions. Start with that left shoulder, lift the right, sink the left, sink the right. And back to center. On that next inhale, we're going to flow forward, spread those fingers, tuck the toes, and we're going to send it up and back, down dog. Pedal things out here, bend one knee, then the other. Get comfortable and settled. And then we're going to travel to the top of the mat, finding a rag doll. Bend the knees, grab opposite elbows. We'll sway a little side to side. And as we release, we're going to roll all the way up into that standing mountain. Maybe circle out those shoulders here a little bit at the top. And then on our inhale, we're going to sweep up tall. Exhale, hinge and fold. We're going to step our left foot back and open up to the wide edge for warrior two. Settling in, feel that work, that stretch. Then we're going to inhale, windmill the hands, step our way to plank. Use our exhale to lower down. Inhale, peeling the chest off of the mat, baby cobra. Exhale, sending it up and back, down dog. Could always take a child's pose instead of a down dog. On our inhale, traveling to the top. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift, nice flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweeping tall. We'll take a lateral at the top. Exhale those fingertips to the right. Inhale, center. Exhale, fingertips left. Inhale to reach. Exhale, we'll fold. Right foot back, opening up, warrior two. On that inhale, we'll windmill the hands, find our way to a plank. Exhale, we'll lower down. Inhale, lifting the chest, baby cobra. Exhale, sending it back to that down dog. Inhale, step walker, hop to the top. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale to sweep it tall. Exhale, lateral to the right. Inhale, center. Exhale, left. Inhale to reach. Exhale, folding. Left foot back. Warrior two. We'll windmill the hands, find our way to a plank. Exhale to lower. Inhale, baby cobra or your up dog. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, traveling to the top. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweeping tall. Exhale, lateral to the right. Inhale, center. Exhale, lateral left. Inhale, reaching tall. Exhale, we'll fold. Right foot back, warrior two. Inhale, windmill those hands. Find your way to plank. Exhale to lower. Inhale, baby cobra or your up dog. Exhale, up and back, down dog. Inhale, traveling to the top. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweeping tall. We're going to cross our right foot in front of the left and then take our fingertips off to the left. Then we're going to come back to center. Bring our hands down toward the hips. Exhale, hinge with a flat back. Find a good stretch in those hips, then hang the head. If you want to dangle the arms, you could do that, or you can keep them right there on the hips. And then we're going to roll tall, uncross, and we'll switch. We'll cross left foot in front of right. We'll reach tall, and we'll exhale those fingertips off to the right. Inhale, coming back to center, bringing those hands to our hips, growing tall. Exhale, hinge, fold, find the stretch on this side, breathe into it. Growing tall. We'll unwind back to that mountain. On our inhale, we'll reach it tall. Exhale, folding, we'll step our left foot back. Warrior two. Reversing that warrior, right arm up, gaze follows that right hand. Into a side angle, right hand to the inside of that right leg, reaching up with that left arm, opening up that top left side body. And we're going to start to close. We're going to take that left hand, close it down toward that right foot, coming to a runner's lunge and into a twist, using a block if you want to. Lower that right hand and step it back, down dog. We're going to lower the knees nice and wide, touch the toes, sink back to a child's pose. Breathe into those hips. On our inhale, rising up, we're going to walk those hands back toward the knees. We're going to pick those knees up off the mat, walk our feet nice and wide. Toes are going to point out. Coming into a yogi squat, your heels do not need to connect to the mat here. Trying to lift the chest. You might be higher, that's totally fine. Breathe into those hips. One more breath here. Then we're going to lower those knees. Walk all the way out with those hands. Exhale, send it back. Down dog. On our inhale, we'll travel to the top of the mat. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweeping tall. We'll cross that left foot in front of the right. Exhale those fingertips off to the right. Inhale, back to center. Bring those hands to our hips. Nice flat back hinge. Fold, find your stretch, breathe. Rolling back up. We'll uncross. Switching sides, we'll cross that right foot in front of the left. Reaching tall, exhale into our lateral. Fingertips off to the left. Inhale, reaching tall. Hands to those hips. Exhale, hinge and fold. And rolling back up. Beautiful. We'll uncross, finding that mountain. Inhale to reach it tall. Exhale, we'll fold, step that right foot back. Warrior two, opening up. One more time on this side. We'll reverse warrior. And side angle. And bringing that right hand down toward the mat by that left foot to the inside of that left foot, maybe on a block. We'll come into a runner's lunge twist, left arm up toward the sky. And then lowering that left hand, we'll step it back, down dog. Couple of breaths here in this last down dog of our practice. And then into a child's pose as we're ready. Check in with those hips, breathe across the lower back. And then on an inhale, we're going to rise up, walk it back to one more yogi squat. Again, take those feet nice and wide. Point those toes out and work to lift the chest as you sink the heels toward the mat, but they do not need to get there. Deep, slow breath. One more breath. And then we're going to walk it out, finding our tabletop hands and knees. And let's just take those hips back and forth, side to side, checking in. We'll keep those hips all the way to the left and look around our left shoulder, see if we see our hip back there. We'll move through center and take those hips to the right. We'll look around right shoulder. Back into center. We're going to extend our left leg, pull that belly button in toward the spine, reach out with that right arm. On our exhales, we're going to bring elbow and knee together. On our inhale, we're going to reach nice and long. Exhale under, inhale, reach. Couple more. We're going to release the right hand, hinge at that left knee and open up the hip. Send that sole of the left foot over toward the right side of the room. Back to center. We'll release. Then we're going to extend our right leg. Engage the core. Reach out with that left arm. And we'll flow. Exhale under. Inhale, reach. One more. Then we'll release that left hand. Hinge at the knee. Open up that right hip. Right foot over toward that left side of the room. Back to center. We'll release. And we'll lower back into an easy seat. Let's bring soles of the feet together. We'll grow up nice and tall. And we'll exhale, hinge, fold, send the chest out toward the feet. Find that breath. Inhale, we'll grow tall, keeping our feet right where they are. We're going to twist, reach that right hand behind us, left hand toward that right knee. Inhale, stretching tall. Exhale, we'll twist the other way. Inhale, reaching tall. Exhale, we're going to hinge forward one more time. Sink that chest toward the feet. And as we roll up, we're going to bring those knees up into center, planting the feet. Let's do a boat before we roll all the way down. So we'll walk those feet back, lift the shins, work to let go. If you want to reach up with those arms, you can do that. Up to you. One more breath. And we'll release, planting our feet. Let's roll all the way down. We'll settle in, walk those shoulder blades nice and low. We're going to walk our feet in toward the sit bones about hips distance apart. We'll take a few bridges here. As you're ready, we'll press into the feet, lift the hips, and take your time lowering all the way back down. Take your bridge nice and slow as you press up and as you lower down. Let's take two more. Settling back in, let's pull that right knee into chest, extend the left leg nice and long. And let's draw some circles with that right leg. And the other way. Then we're going to use our left hand to draw that right knee across the body. Goalpost that right arm. We'll come back to center, squeeze that right knee in, and then we'll switch sides. We'll pull that left knee into chest, extend the right leg. Into some nice big circles. The other way. And then we'll draw the right knee across the body, goalpost that left arm. Slow, steady breath here into this twist. Allow the body to sink and settle. And then back to center. Hug both knees into chest. Maybe find happy baby if you like happy baby, grabbing the soles of the feet. Whatever feels good here. We'll rock it out, massage out the spine. And once you're ready, I'm going to release into our Shavasana, taking those legs nice and long. Let the feet fall open. Again, make sure those shoulder blades are low. You can relax the arms by your side. Relax the front of the chest, soften the face, unlock the jaw. Let that whole back body connect and ground down. Settle and sink with each breath. Few more breaths here. Feel the back body. Maybe scan the body from head to toe. Feel that breath as it moves in and out. And then come back into the body, wiggling fingers, toes, maybe the head a little back and forth, side to side. If you want to take a full body stretch, reaching overhead, pointing the toes. And then we'll plant both feet, make our way to one side or the other. And we'll stay here for a few breaths, a chance to feel in our practice before returning fully to the world. Inhaling in all the good, exhaling out anything we want to leave here. And coming back up into seated as we're ready. Tall in those sit bones, soft in the shoulders, slow and deep in the breath. Thank you so much for sharing part of your day and sharing your practice with me. Namaste. I hope that felt super lovely and great. That as you rise from your mat, you feel much better, recentered, stretched out, a little more juicy in those hips. And also, if you really want to enjoy full length flows, I have a full length class version of Juicy Hips. It's in my membership, though, it's on demand. In my membership, I think you should check it out. It's less than $1 a day to have access to short flows like this, but also full length flows that can help you feel even better. So check it out.